Today I took one trade, one break-even trade, and it wasn't the plan. I thought it was decent, but just didn't work out. So yesterday there was a nice rally up, and it closed above R1. So I noted maybe it's a trend change back to bullish trend. So all the pivots were higher, TPO was higher, so was CPR and the cams. But today's open wasn't too bullish. It was opening inside value and inside value ETH also. And here maybe my plan was just not that great today. But this high volume node here, we were still inside this. And I thought this 75.14 to 27 level was a good level to short. And that 75.14 to 14 to 27. That area was also 14 to 27. It was also H3. It was also supply. 14 was also value area high ETH. So I really liked this area here for shorts. Usually what I do is if it opens inside value, then I do a value area low long or value area high short. And if it goes above it, then it's going to be a break and retest of value area high. But I was just so, I guess, enticed with these levels here. I really like this area. It also coincided with pre-market highs too, right? So anything here I wanted to short. And yeah, I overlooked this valley area and that it rallied out of it and missed a potential long opportunity, I guess. I don't really usually take these value area high break and retest though, so I don't know if I would have even taken that. But yeah, so market opened up here inside value, and then it starts rallying out of it. And I'm looking to short here. Well, initially I'm looking to short at value area high, and then I'm looking to short here, and then I'm looking to short here. I ended up taking a short over here. That kind of worked out, but not fully. So yeah, so market opens up and then it starts rallying. I'm looking for shorts here, seeing if it could reject. Not quite a P shape there, so I'm waiting for better confirmations, even though it is a 20 range delta divergence. I want a little bit more of a clear confirmation. So yes, it rejected twice. Yes, I could enter, but I just wasn't too comfortable with this. A lot of selling over here and price not moving that much. And nothing really signifying any kind of short confirmations here. So I decided to be a little bit more patient, try to look for better confirmations here. And also, it was about 5 minutes from news, Chicago PMI, so I didn't want to enter it there. But I mean, this delta CVD just kept making lower lows, but price wasn't really breaking the lows at all. So I was saying this might honestly be a good long entry. And right here it's 7,500, and the 7,500 is right around value area high, and that's after it broke above value area high. So I saw the CVD going down and making a hidden divergence. And I said it might be a good long entry, and I kind of considered it because it was a break and retest of value area high, and actually breaks the lows here and price doesn't, and then buying imbalances come in. I see this B shape over here. That's pretty good, B shape, and it was a delta divergence. PSC at the lows here. I could have probably went in over here at around 75.05 for a long break and retest value area high, but that wasn't really my plan. So I didn't take it, but in hindsight, it would have been nice. Yeah, the CVD hidden divergence was nice. The buying imbalances that came in, the B shape, the POC at the lows. pretty good confirmations. So instead, I was still looking for shorts, and I wanted to break above and then reject, which didn't really happen. Buyers defended again, and then starts going up, forming another 2-minute delta divergence here. And again, a CVD coming towards lows here, but not on price. So everything looked pretty bullish here. I probably could have taken a long, but again, that was not in my plan. So still looking for shorts. I see a 20 range delta divergence here. I'm thinking about it, 2-minute delta divergence. But it was kind of in this level where 75.02 is my value very high, and 15 is the other level, the high volume node ledge. 75.15 and 75.02, and yeah, it was just kind of in that awkward middle area. So also it was right at you, so I didn't want to enter it then. But it's a good thing I avoided this because it was just consolidating here, and they eventually broke above the highs. Yeah, I honestly thought about just entering here and letting it as close as possible to the highs and then seeing if it would tank, but that's kind of a gamble, right? So don't want to do that. Also, if it's consolidating here for a long time, it'll probably break over the highs in either direction, so which happened right after. So I don't want to take a trade in that range yet. So then it pops above, forms a bunch of 0 prints here that doesn't get filled, and then rallies. And that comes into play later on my short because these 0 prints over here, I wanted them to fill, and I thought it was a great target. Now we're above the 15 area. Now we're looking at the supply zone here and the H3 area at 75.30-ish. So it rallies up to 75.30, 75.29. I want to see if I can take shorts here, but I don't really see any good confirmations. There was a 20 range delta divergence, but that's about it. There was also 7 a.m. news, so I was waiting for that news. And now all the news is done. And I wanted to take a pullback here, but the pullback just kept going and kept rallying. So now we're inside the supply zone here at 75.30 at H3 and the high volume node ledge here, which I thought was a very good level. That was my favorite level of the day. And I saw 20 range delta divergence, 2-minute delta divergence. Not much on the 1 minute, honestly. There was a brief moment where it did turn positive, but not much. But there was a high volume 3-minute shooting star there, and then kind of a 2-bar reversal over here on the 1 minute. So I thought it was good enough to take a trade on a level that I really, really liked. So I enter with 1 contract here, stop above the highs, and it worked out pretty decently for a little bit. It hit almost 2R. It was 1 point away from 2R. 18 was 2R here, but it didn't quite get there. Went to 19 and then started forming a B shape here, which I really did not like. Yeah, so formed a B shape. And POC at the lows here. Buying bounces come in. 20 range delta divergence, 2-minute delta divergence. Also, the CVD here, it broke the lows over here, but price didn't, so it was a CVD hidden divergence. So all these confirmations are pointing towards longs here. And so I decided to just put my stop at break even. I really did not like this. Honestly, I thought about getting out right now, but I wanted to kind of see it through, see if it works, because my target was at the 0 print, which is around 75.11, so which was about 3.4R. So I thought there was a good chance that it would get there and then bounce, but it was bouncing earlier than that, and I did not like these long confirmations I was seeing. So I put my stop at break even. I feel like it was kind of justified because it was 1 point away from 2R. So I thought it was a decent decision on my part. But it came down, tested again, and then starts going back up. Consolidated here for a little bit. I actually thought I might have a chance here when it formed kind of a P shape. And then it formed a 2-minute delta divergence here. And then, but it was forming a B shape at the same time here. So held that B shape. There's a B shape down here. And then a B shape up here. Held it. And then rallied up to stop me out at break even. And I think putting that stop to break even was a good idea because eventually it just broke the highs and would have stopped me out anyways. So that was kind of my trade for the day, the only trade. I did think about shorting it later on inside the supply, but I just thought it was a little too off my level. My level was around here at the 30s, but it went all the way to the 40s, so I don't know if that was a good idea. If I did short here, I could have capitalized on 3R probably, but there was also another opportunity short here after this lower high formed, and that wouldn't have quite went to 3R. But I did see some decent confirmations here. And did not take it, but I thought about it. But it's also the last day of the month, and I didn't really want to ruin the progress, I guess. I did see this 2-minute delta divergence here. That was pretty much all I saw, honestly. And I don't know if it was a good idea to short the strength today here. So I hesitated on this entry and did not enter. But after that, it formed a lower high here. So it rallies up and then rejects. So I could have probably entered here around 31 or so with a stop above here, like 37 or so. And then that was probably the better entry. But I didn't really want to risk it because, again, it's above my level where I wanted it to be. And then end of the month, I don't want to risk too much stuff, especially on a day where my plan is just not the best. And there's a big rally going on, so didn't really want to reverse strength like that. And it wouldn't have hit 3R anyways. And so probably would have taken it off at break even again. But yeah, so that was the day. I honestly think it was a decent attempt. I just don't think my plan was good. I really like this level, and I was very heavily biased towards shorting this level. And I don't know. I'd have to review it.